Welcome back, everybody, to the TI-10 group stage. We've got Team Secret versus SG Esports, which going into this would probably be a huge underdog matchup, but Team Secret haven't actually looked the best. They're pretty good, but they're not the best right now. And SG's actually been doing okay for themselves. They've actually just took down Fnatic.
Yeah, I mean, Secret also, I believe, the only team so far to take a game off of PSG LGD. They did, however, get 2-0 by Beast Coast.
Yeah, that was kind of confusing. Maybe their kryptonite is just South America.
It's possible. And if I'm not mistaken, didn't they lose to SG at a major or an ESL long ago?
Yeah, that was like... Yeah, no.
You know what I'm talking about?
There's something there for sure. I don't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, they've definitely been upset by an old SG Brazilian team, but not the same one from this year, though. This is you've got some legends of the Brazilian crew here on SG, most notably 40R, as well as Costa Bile. Been around for a while. You've got their captain KJ, aka King Jungles. And good old Tavo's back in town. That was actually what made me most excited to be able to see SG qualify. Kyle, was the fact that, like, okay, 40R and Costa Bile, they managed to make it to TI. They've been waiting for this for a really long time, but I just love seeing Tavo on stage. You know?
Yeah, me too. He's one of my favorite players, just both in and outside the game. Spent some time on the post-Kyle complexity with my brother, and him and my cousin had nothing but nice things to say about him. Definitely been grinding.
Yeah.
I think it was a difficult last couple of years for the South American region. And was happy to see that he made it to TI because he really never gave up. Same goes for Adriana, ADR, 40R.
Yeah, we're going to be shuffling these names around for everybody. We know that 40R is actually ADR in Portuguese, and also stands for Adriano, which is his first name. We know that because Kyle and I have been around the scene for a long time. We've both seen Adriano for a long time. But a lot of times you're going to hear us call us 40R just for any new fans who are coming in who may not necessarily know who we're talking about when we say Adriano.
Indeed, and I think Avo has a couple of times given a pretty nice speech about why his presence here at TI was just so cool and important. Somebody who's been working hard for an incredibly long time. And if you look at Team Secret, it's kind of the same story. Puppy, that top name with the star next to it, is the only player here for every single iteration of TI. 11 years of professional Dota 2 excellence. And
Team Secret's
this squad, I think, unfortunately, kind of suffering from what has seemed to be
the secret curse.
Yeah. They always come in as like one of those favorites, and they always do well. And I do believe Puppy has increased his placement over the last 3 years, where they would be eliminated by his nemesis Kuroki, but in a slightly better position. It was 7th, 8th, TI 7, he won. Then he finished in 5th, 6th, TI 8, and then TI 9 they knocked him out in 4th.
Yep, they got him in 4th. So
now there's no Kuro. However, Secret, from what I've seen about specifically their drafting, I don't want to say it's been limited, but you watch PSG LGD,
10 seconds
and it feels like they can play anything. Whereas Secret have really stuck to this
5 seconds remaining.
I don't want to say hyper carry meta style, but they're certainly playing a lot of buffs. Puppy is effectively spamming Ogre. They're first 2ing Magnus here. And it doesn't feel like they're quite as creative as we were used to from watching them play throughout their DPC dominance.
Yeah, I actually felt like going into TI that Zai would be a pretty good candidate for most played number of heroes, right? Just because he does have so much versatility in the offlane, and Secret have been in the past pretty open with their drafts. And we are expecting them to do well at TI. I don't think by any means that they're the favorite. I think that very clearly goes to LGD. I'm not even sure if I would put them top 3, but I'm expecting them in the conversation of top 6, top 8 for sure, right?
And that's the thing about Puppy's teams. They're always
10
consistent.
seconds
remaining. Absolutely.
People will flame them for being bad at TI, but
Esports
they're always
they got 4th.
Like they're top 8 every time. They're top 6. Like if you think back to TI 7. No offense to any of the players on that roster, but, I don't think that there were many names. Like, his core players at TI7.
That was like what MP. That was the last
10
time he was
seconds
really
remaining.
relevant in the tier 1
Keizu.
scene. Keizu,
who wasn't bad, but that was still like that was
remaining.
rookie Keizu,
Yes.
a year or two into Dota.
Yeah, Keizu's definitely gotten better, and he's now here as a coach for Quincy Crew.
Team
And they took a
Secrets
game,
turn to ban.
and it was a really tight game 3 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Liquid then goes on to 2-0, basically the rest of the bracket, 3-0 the grand finals, and win TI.
Yeah.
So that's the context, I think, when you look at this squad. So Secret certainly can beat anybody, but after getting 2-0'd by Beast Coast, I was kind of blown away because
10
disappointed
seconds
so far
remaining.
in the results of EG and just the way I've seen them play.
5
I
seconds
think OG
remaining.
has looked good, and I thought Secret looked good as the 2 favorites from the West
Team
to
Secrets
make a
turn
splash.
to pick.
Yeah.
But
But again, getting 2-0 by Beast Coast, who are definitely no slouches at TI. But one of the things I think we expect out of Beast Coast is that they turn up on playoffs, especially because they are a team that I think, similar to OG, has that sort of
10
magic to them
seconds
where they're
remaining.
able to perform on the biggest stage where the pressure is the
5
highest.
seconds
So.
remaining.
in this squad, Secret, they've got a lot to prove. I think they learned a bit from the last few years. Saw them somewhat disappear throughout the DPC Season 2. They didn't play in any of these online tournaments. They just put their heads down and grinded for TI. And
Yeah, the conspiracy that Slacks put forward.
Indeed.
That he was the one who seeded it into Secret's brains, that they needed to be able to cloak themselves a little bit, not give as much information, and it did work, right? They're going into this TI. Sure, okay, they didn't actually make grand finals majors or anything, but even like some of the tournaments that were played after that and stuff, Team Secret didn't participate. Instead, it was LGD. LGD, of course, won the last major, went on to win those tournaments, and now they won one of them, Dota Pit, and they got second at ESL. But either way, they're coming into this tournament. The favorite, and Secret is not
10
the
seconds
first name in that
remaining.
conversation like usual.
Indeed. And there's a
5
lot of star
seconds
power.
remaining.
Right? You look at Zai, I think probably one of the best 5 players who's never won a TI. Matumba Man obviously was on that Liquid squad at TI7. Yapsor, I think probably the person who, from my perspective, has to step up if this squad is going to place higher. In a way, though, I was talking to Insani, like, what's the hardest role to play, like in pubs or to gain MMR? He said the 4 role, no doubt. And if you think about Yapsor's hero pool, a lot of what he acquired this like legendary status on, Earth Spirit, Rubik, Earthshaker 4, like these heroes just don't feel very good right now.
Yep.
And I think his
Esports
style
turn
in
to
general,
Mirana.
he reminds me in a way, him and my brother Z-Freak were quite similar in play style, is that they're much better when they can make things happen on the map, when they can be active. Whereas right now it feels like 4 has become a lot more about playing for, plus EV. Just small maneuvers
10
like, hey, get a
seconds
stack.
remaining.
Buy some salves for your carry. Scout
5
out and place a
seconds
nice
remaining.
ward. You don't see them really
Team
rotating a whole
Secrets
bunch,
turn
which is
to pick.
what I consider his strength.
Do you feel like Matumba Man this year has made enough of a name for himself as a hard carry? Because obviously everyone kind of like memed on him about green heroes and like how, okay, Miracle's kind of like the harder carry from the mid position. Matumba
10
Man's more of a
seconds
space
remaining.
creator. Matumba Man said, no, I can be that person.
Yeah.
Do you
5
think that
seconds
he has
remaining.
actually proven that?
I'm not sure. I know he's proven it to his team, so perhaps that's all that counts.
Sure.
I'm not like, I personally wouldn't say that he's adapted to like say an Ame style of play completely.
Okay.
But I still recall a conversation back at the One Esports Singapore event 2 years ago at this point. I had a chat with Cyborg Matt, and he was of the like he basically said, we can't believe, me and Puppy, that they let this guy go. That they didn't want Matumba Man, because he came in consummate professional, like just did his job,
Yep.
worked hard, and
Yep.
was incredibly skilled. So it reminded me of this interview LeBron gave talking about Kyle Korver, how he just kind of joined the team, and within a week it's like
SG Esports turn
he's
to
part of the squad. He's ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
And they're sticking to one of their old faithful combinations, the Ogre Medusa.
Yeah. This is one that goes back a long time in Dota history. Medusa notoriously has a bit of a damage
10
problem, though
seconds
that has been, I feel like, Ice Frog has been allowing this
5
hero to be
seconds
more and more of an
remaining.
active presence. They gave the Aghanim Scepter, for example. The Mystic Snake has just been getting buffed over the years. But it's always had a bit of a damage problem. So you get some sort of damage amplifier. Minus armor helps. Ogre Magi being able to give you attack speed for the Medusa, meaning you're going to farm faster, get those items faster, and you're also just a more credible threat in team fights. Instead of just being kind of a big tank that is easily ignored.
Yeah. Although, really, in this game, like, you see Io Sven, 2 relatively low damage follow-ups. This is the dream Deucid game. You get a second item plus a Scotty timing, and what does Sven really do? You brought up the Aghanims. This is
10
a great
seconds
hero to play it
remaining.
up into. Just free kiting, and you already have all these
5
damage
seconds
steroids.
remaining.
So
It'll certainly be
strong.
a big test for SG here. Not only just the matchup against Team Secret, but one of the things about this meta is that it does favor Costabile in the fact that he is known for playing those hard carries, right? Terrorblade, Sven, that's like his wheelhouse. And it does feel like that is what has been giving them success. It's what they beat Fnatic with. They took at least one game with the IO Sven, for example. I think the other game they had
SG
some hard
Esports,
carry.
turn to ban.
and I'm not going to state who, because he would probably consider this too flamey, but there's a vaunted captain, not on Secret, it wasn't Puppy, who stated that Medusa and Alchemist were the best heroes for farming bad teams.
10 seconds remaining.
And that you should always ban
5
Alchemist
seconds
against
remaining.
bad teams. And by bad, I just mean, you're expected to beat them. Right?
Yes,
You come
you
in
are
here-
the big favorite.
Yeah, because Medusa, this goes back to the Bulba principle of which team needs fewer fights to win the game. When you have Ogre Dusa and you're playing into a Sven, you need to wipe him once at Roche.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, you have this insurmountable advantage. You're going to outscale, outfarm, and eventually you're going to take the dub. And that is how you want to play against squads like SG. Because they're going to be aggressive. They're going to, look at this. It's Mirana, Sven, Earthshaker. They're going to try and kill you all over the map. Play a lineup that allows you to just chill, vibe. Ogre might die 8 times this game, but you're not going to mind because you're still farming on the heroes that count.
All right, well, that just leaves last pick for SG is a mid here. What do we want to
seconds
see for
remaining.
Adriano? He's played Batrider, Invoker, which Invoker is
5
just one of his
seconds
like
remaining.
iconic heroes. I believe it's the second most played in competitive, and he has a way better win rate than most of his other
Esports,
heroes.
turn to
He
pick.
played. He also played Tinker, which is what they beat Fnatic with, and then Lina.
Okay.
So 4 heroes so far.
Yeah, Invoker, Sniper, great bands. We saw Sniper picked by Alliance, probably
Yeah.
the game they looked best in. That's saying something.
10 seconds
Batrider
remaining.
against Dusa. Well, they actually banned Batrider themselves.
5
I
seconds
think
remaining.
you might have had, because then your draft's just really low damage. I think if you don't have a Shaker, Bat makes a bit more sense, but then you just run out of damage at a point. You make BKB too valuable for Secret's heroes. Invoker would be nice, Sniper would be nice, so of course Secret, get rid of those.
Team
That's something I'm
Secrets,
really
turn
always
to
impressed by. I feel like Secret's bans, specifically their last bans, are just always correct. And I push that towards his influence because I think that his preparation is probably some of the best, if not the best, in the scene.
What is this? Is this is this
seconds
mid Mirana?
remaining.
Is this mid Mars?
That's a good question.
5
I want to
seconds
say it's
remaining.
mid-Mars, yeah, because the Shaker seems really only suited for the offlane. I've seen it played as a 4, though, by Moose a couple of times, so perhaps that's a South American staple, because like different regions, they have different practice and preferences for the role certain heroes take on. But Mars is quite nice against Medusa. You toggle Bulwark, and suddenly you're absorbing all these split shot attacks, so it's quite nice for the damage mitigation. I am a bit concerned, though, because it's really just Sven that's going to be scaling here.
You may
So
now
Nisha
select
Shrek.
your heroes.
I mean, that's just a classic strong hero for them. And they needed something that would be a little bit more active, something that would be able to take some objectives for them nice and early on, give this Medusa some good space. It all seems good to me. It is going to be mid-Mars, which 40R has played a number of times this season, though not any time in the recent games they played in Dota Pit.
Yep. No, I like this. I like this quite a lot because really all Secret needed is some way to secure this mid game, and Leshrac, perhaps not in survivability, but in terms of damage output, you're like worth 2 heroes. Like you
Sure.
Ten
just
seconds
spew
remaining.
damage, right? And more importantly, you're going to be able to take the structures. So
5
you don't
seconds
want to be ever
remaining.
really farming your triangle or even jungle. Like you're taking enemy map. This also then frees up Zai to not necessarily need to worry about any sort of aggression. I expect him to go, you know, one of the more old school Seb Magnus builds, probably a Solar Crest, maybe Mech, even a Pipe, a Blink Dagger, and just go full utility because you just need to get to 30 minutes plus. You're going to be fine. Plus, of course, Lesh, pretty adept at dealing with a Mars. You're also not auto attack based. It's all spell damage, so the Bulwark isn't effective. Quite nice. And I'm very concerned about playing a core Earthshaker against Medusa. It's a very tough lane.
It was the Kyiv Major in 2017 that they placed 5th through 8th by beating Team Secret, which, again, as you say, that was a different Team Secret where only Puppy was there, and they ended up losing to Evil Geniuses. So.
EG has a track record of dodging Secret in Valve events. I remember TI5, everyone was waiting EG versus Secret.
Yep.
And that was the fateful series where I believe Secret was playing against eHome. They came out with the sunglasses and got trounced, eventually being eliminated by Virtus Pro with 2 consecutive Drow first 2 picks.
Yeah.
That was the beginning of the memes in regards to Puppy and his hesitancy to ever ban heroes that have beaten him.
Fun fact, Tavo was actually on that roster as well in the Kyiv Major.
I wanted to say that, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to remember those far long off days. Well, yeah, it's I think the interesting SG being able to take down Fnatic, they've proven at least that they are no slouches to the game at all. That they're not going to be like an automatic last place, like a lot of people have potentially postulated. Now, if they could take even just a game against Team Secret, I think it would mean quite a lot for them, especially since Costabile even said it himself. He said they want to be able to prove the haters wrong here at TI.
Yeah. And a win here would certainly help. And you got to figure Beast Coast have given them a bit of confidence in that regard, though, because if you watch your colleagues, take down the Titans, that's got to make you feel like, hey, perhaps we can do that too. So, some behind the scenes info I've been hearing from players. I've been hearing from a lot of. The rumors are there's some teams that are very nervous. I was talking to some of the Russian talent. They're somewhat disappointed in a couple of teams simply because they hear them preparing poorly, focusing too much on the past instead of looking forward to the future. And this is what always makes squads like Secret and OG scary, is that when they show up, it's going to be all business when we get to TI time.
And do you think some of that is just lacking experience for some squads? So you've got Team Spirit, Virtus Pro as examples of squads that do not have that kind of TI experience. You see the mid matchup, 40R, aka ADR, aka Adriano versus Nisha on the Leshrac. And our top lane, we've got the Mirana Earthshaker lane. So we'll see how Tavo does there. Once again, playing the Earthshaker. Feels good to be back. Earthshaker core, it's been a bit.
Oh yeah, one of my favorites. Like probably the most fun off lane to play for many reasons. But you can bully enemy melee heroes, and you almost always secure lane control just by Fisher blocking, one of the few mechanics that's capable of doing so. But again, this is a Dusa lane. This is just tough. You're not really gonna harass too much with your enchants, and you're gonna tank every single snake.
Yeah. It's just, it's annoying whenever you play Mirana as well against these really tanky 5 positions that are just constantly up in your face. You can hit them, but Ogre especially has such a high armor that you just feel like, okay, you see Tavo. You turn around, hits him with the enchant totem, and it looked like a regular auto attack. just didn't seem to do much to him at all.
Oh yeah, Ogre Magi, one of my favorites. 7 base armor, 7.3, level 1. I remember the days before some of the changes. The starting items for an Ogre would have just been like buying wards, buying courier, and mangoes. No regen necessary, and you just run up and hit people in the face.
Yeah, yeah. How do you think this mid matchup goes, by the way? Mars versus Leshrac? Because later on, I feel like it's going to be good for Mars. It's always good against some of these squishier intelligence heroes. Maybe not quite as good against Puck or Quap or something, but you still have burst potential, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not a big believer in mid-Mars.
Okay.
Personally,
I think that's very fair.
I feel like the players that, you know, like Dendy loves his mid-Mars, right? And I think that it's a relic of an old meta where you could really influence games by yourself, whereas right now it feels like this is very much a 5-on-5 video game.
Okay.
Like the idea that, oh, I'll play for solo kills. That's not real. I'm going to play to find kills in side lanes. Like, it's just not how it works anymore. You've got to be thinking about team fights and scaling with your damage output, and just not sure I'm a believer. But I'd love to be proven wrong. Don't get me wrong.
And he's good combination with it, right? Theo Lacour playing probably his second favorite hero in the Mirana. They've got a nice like spear into the arena while get an arrow off of that. That's probably a kill, right? On almost any hero that they hit.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I'm just trying to think, like, will Secret even really look to make moves? I do think it'll be SG that are the ones trying to be active at almost all times.
Yeah.
Some nice harass coming in. The Blight Stone and the little Shredder stacking up, but that does leave Zai a bit exposed. He's going to take a lot of harass damage down bottom as well.
This is the lane that should just be total free farm, right? Costa Bile should be totally fine. They'll probably get some ancient stacks up for him, but you can see already there has been a little bit of battle for the Sven ancient stacks. You see a sentry placed out, so we have to assume that that was already having a bit of a support ward battle between them.
Yeah, this is one of the benefits of Mirana support, because you're so easily able to stack for your Sven. Both teams pretty much all in their carry with plenty of tools to buff it up. I do love the Io Sven combination. I think it's my favorite right now. I'm a big believer in Io Slark as well, but we just haven't seen much Slark. But Sven, obviously plenty of damage thanks to God Strength, and you get so much attack speed.
Was aiming for Matubba Man, instead hits Puppey, but the Ogre definitely too tanky to deal with, and Tavo, he definitely underestimated that. Still might be able to get the kill on Matubba Man, they will. The Lacour picks up that one, and Puppey is low enough, he's going to be chased out of CS range here. So they do trade cores, and I feel like it's just the problem they gave First Blood. That bounty is the only problem there.
I think you're okay with that, though.
Yeah.
The circumstances. And big fan of the build on Field of Core. The 2 points in Starstorm level 3 typically catches people off guard. A lot of times you see 2 points arrow, maybe even an early point in the lead, but this is the maximum damage optimized style of 4.
Yeah.
Cancels Puppey style real quick.
Puppey just not getting any space whatsoever.
And I will say, like, this is, maybe this is like personal, but I feel like in a way, you know, Puppey, his mechanical skill seems somewhat squandered on a hero like Ogre. And I really, you know, I watch like VP, and I know Save is the 4, but you know, he's getting to play Bounty Hunter every game, right? Kingslayer is on Disruptor. And you see some of the Chinese teams, you know, why playing Clockwork all the time. Like, I really wish that he was allowing himself like roll heroes that have higher impact, because I think he's still one of the most mechanically gifted 5s in Dota, and he's just basically a bloodlust bot later on.
What do you mean, Kyle? He's 31. He's over the hill in esports.
Still click the buttons, man. I'm telling you.
You see, Puppey, he knows what's going on. He knows he has to be able to interrupt this stacking as much as possible. They're going to go for Nisha here. If the spear lands and the arrow follow-up is there, plus they've got the IO, they should be able to bring him down, but it does cost the IO his life with Yapsor cutting him down from the side. Does deliver a little bit of damage to Adriano as he backs up, but still a win for SG, no doubt.
That's pretty sick, though. I mean, that's the combo, right?
Tavo. Oh, he's going to go for the TP out, knowing he was going to get body blocked by Puppey successfully, but the TP, okay idea, but didn't actually have the strength to survive.
Yeah. It's a rough lane for
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't even know. You just get snaked. Ogre Magi is one of the few melee supports in Dota that you really just can't mess with. Like, I don't even think Puppey didn't even buy more regen. What's up? Fire Blast, Ignite, a billion armor.
At what point do you think he starts going Bloodlust now? Right? He's gotten the 2-2-0 build just for the laning phase, but at some point you want high levels Bloodlust for this Medusa to farm. First stack's not going to be given to the Medusa, at least these jungle ones for the Leshrac. Do we have any stacks for Medusa on Dire side? Hard camp, no Ancients yet.
I don't know if you really want to rotate out too quick. If you're Secret, I think you just want to keep your towers alive for a while.
There we are, Fire Blast into Cookie, into Split. Earth Stun, don't even need it. They're just going to run him down, and Nisha looks to be able to take the hard camp stack. That's going to be a huge win for Team Secret. SG not able to contest here. They get one of the last hits.
Yeah, I really like that. So that's part of why I don't think you mind too much about the lack of stacks. Because Matumba Man is still top. You're trying to control enemy triangle, not really just split and farm yours. At a point, SG are going to be the ones that try to get a little more passive to recover and like get their Sven an item ahead. And Secret, I think, want to shut that down more than they want to get their Dusa doing the same.
That makes sense, because Dusa is naturally just going to farm slower than Sven IO anyway, right? So you want to focus on shutting the Sven's game down more so than pumping up your Dusa.
Because the way Sven beats Dusa is getting that item ahead and then taking that control. That's what you fear. Medusa wins the matchup. If they're even net worth, 20, 30 minutes in, you're very happy as Team Secret. So keeping the game static is just fine.
They do have a ward that sees these two. So 40R and his rotation definitely spotted. Nice deny there. And they are going to be able to catch Puppey. An attempted D-ward, but he also still sees 3 heroes. He takes away some vision, and he's ultimately a 5 position. So.
And meanwhile, Nisha, this is the beauty of Leshrac, my favorite hero in Dota. Just show up in a lane, your first edict forces Glyph. Your second edict kills the tower. Have to defend mid though, but here's Matsu.
Zai coming in looking for the RP. Attempts to throw it out, speared away, and Kostabile is taking a lot of damage from the kisses, but not quite enough. KJ is going to be able to pull him out, and they can just keep on farming. They force a reaction out of Team Secret. Now the Team Secret's here in force. They may try and do a little bit of poke at the mid tower as well.
I like how they just defend tower by throwing out their spells.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Nisha's taking a tier 1 in the meantime.
Dealercore's dead. He's going to burn out. Tries to get an arrow off last second. Big Echo Slam onto 2 here. Bought back by the Rebuke as well. That's going to be Yapsor dead. But Nisha in prime position here to be able to do some damage. Kills Tavo. Fortunately, 40R was able to push him back with the spear. And they're able to retreat. But it doesn't change the fact that Team Secret own this area. They're going to bring down this mid tower. And that just allows those invasions into the triangle you were talking about, Kyle. That's just a little bit easier now.
The setup, of course, by Puppey, those really nice boards that you see them playing around still. One he just walked past, and another on that Ancient camp. So they knew that the Sven was headed over to Ancients. The downside of the hero, right? He can't really contest fights now. He has to get that item ahead.
Yeah.
Well, in the meantime, this is a Dusa lineup, and they're just going to push behind their Dusa Lesh, and yeah, nice play by Tavo, don't get me wrong, but they lose those objectives, and Dusa is ahead of the Sven in net worth. So now, Secret, 4 wards placed enemy side, 2 towers dead, you can chill, you can vibe, you can go to your own woods.
Play the map just a little bit better. Sure, the Sven IO is going to be able to keep farming and do what they do, but Team Secret actually going to go for a smoke up to this top lane where they've got some very nice vision. At the same time, 40R, Dealercore, they are actually going to have their smoke broken here. They're going to see Nisha, but the cookie lands first, unable to get off the spear immediately, and actually gets split earth before the spear could capture the Leshrac, and that means 40R's dead, and Nisha's going to be saved by the RP, not even pulled out in time. KJ unable to get it off. He's going to relocate right back to his tomb, and those kisses almost put the Mirana into the grave as well. 5-9, soon to be 10, as Team Secret should be able to kill KJ no problem. Another smooth team fight for Team Secret.
Yeah, they go for the Lesh, but I just love it. You know, Nisha, he's got... I really think this is a hero that neutral items have helped a bunch, because Tumbler's toy just for the easy and early mana, but that Hood, he got the active off. He's super tanky with this build. And you're going to watch him go in here. The cookie comes off, as you stated, so he's already taken a bit of reduced damage. He had an Arcane Rune, so mana wasn't a problem. But he's way tankier than he appears, and that's that was a Sven. He had used God Strength, but it just... like, it isn't enough. Look at the spell damage. The raw spell damage from Team Secret's just so much higher than SG.
Yeah.
They just need experience, and they're going to pump out the DPS.
Radiant's top tower.
You could definitely tell that Team Secret recognized the fact that they are stronger in team fights because this Sven IO combination you're talking about. They just need to focus on farming for now, and they're forcing fights, and SG isn't reading it well enough to be able to dodge what's coming their way.
And that's like, it's kind of the core issue with this lineup, right? If you look at it, okay, Wisp is going to hold Sven's hand. That's your source of damage. What do my other three heroes provide? Well, it's Arena, Spear, Arrow, maybe some Shaker Stuns in the meantime. If that doesn't kill somebody, there's no other damage coming. Exactly.
Was there a mid-hero that could have given you a little bit more damage in that aspect, a little less burst and a little bit more sustained damage that would just pull through?
Yeah, I mean, I think Invoker would have been fantastic.
Invoker just would have been the dream hero, and that's why Secret banned it out. The LaCour. Leap is out of leaps now, and Yapzor with the 4 levels of that little shredder combined with the medallion. Huge amount of physical damage.
And you can see the Secret concept starting to take shape, right? Max little shredder, Solar Crest almost complete. Magnus maxed out in power, now has Point Dagger en route. Oh.
Echo, they're going to try and blow up this Medusa right away. She's out of mana, and she's definitely dead. But the kisses are coming in, doing a little bit of damage. Zai, waiting on the high ground, only hits 1 on the RP. You saw KJ last second pull back, dodge the RP, but will not be able to keep his Sven alive. And he tried to go for the relocate tether again. As you said, Kyle, the magic damage is just too much.
You're right. Got the combo.
Oh, leap just a little bit too slow, and I remember he was out of leap charges last time, and he's certainly not going to have too many more.
Really nice job by Zai, though. He wanted to get the double RP instead of the single, but he did remove the tether with the timely skewer. And Nisha just everywhere on the map right now. He just does way too much damage. I love the build. He could Kaya, Sanj after, so it's both for scaling, but also ensures that you have that survivability. He'll get Eternal Shroud after, which provides a really cheap source of spell lifesteal, which is then, of course, amplified by the Sanj.
Sanj?
I feel like that I've said that wrong for like 9 years. And
I mean, if you tell me that the pronunciation is not Sanj, I would believe you, and I'd be like, oh my god, I've been saying it wrong for years and years and years. We're gonna have a 3-man smoke up here. I actually did hear that it's supposed to be spelled differently or pronounced differently, but I don't know exactly what it is. The LaCour knows danger is coming. Tavo gonna intercept to try and protect the LaCour. They do throw out the spear, but again, if that doesn't kill something, Kyle, they've got nothing left in the tank. All they can do is hope to be able to survive, and Tavo gets run down by the shockwave from Zai.
I love it. The Veil early on Puppey. He went for a very aggressive build. The changes to the Ignite multicast, I think it made this build much better, where you saw 2 charges hit the Shaker. That used to just mean nothing, whereas now it's increasing the duration. So you add Veil to the mix, especially considering Nisha's rocking Kaya for a little more spell amp. It's just so much damage, and SG, I'm trying to find a way for them to break into it, but it's going to be on the back of the Sven, who's just requiring that BKB and his quick buy to be completed before he can actually enter a fight.
Yeah, it's going to be a long time coming. And Team Secret, as you said, with all this damage amplification that they have for the Medusa, the Empower, the Solar Crest that they're going to be getting, combined with the minus armor that they have as well, not just this tower, but also Roshan. It's kind of free. They're going to jump in, interrupt Nisha, and his attempted teleport and bring him down. A big kill, and they still get out in the top lane. In fact, they came down to bottom to be able to catch up a Tumman, who got an arrow! The LaCour! Marksman landed right there. They're going to be able to get off both the Stone Gaze and the Manta. a bit of a pause here, but I think they still got him. They're going to be able to run him down with another Storm Hammer. Tavo's right there next to him. And SG, a big, big win for them in a game that has felt like just little L's piling up all over the place.
Yeah, that was absolutely enormous.
Oh, and another pickup as 40R is going to be able to nail this Snapfire Yapsor. Going to be killed and added to the pyre here. 3 heroes burning on the side of Team Secret.
Maybe make it 4. They had a ward. They know that Puppy's in the area.
He's a little bit low on mana, but he gets in front of Puppy here, looking for body blocks. Fire Blast does allow Puppy to be able to get in front of him. Tavo, Fissure first, arrow on the way, pushed him in, slowed him down on the other side of the Fissure, but they should be able to kill him nonetheless. 10-16, all of a sudden, that 4,000 net worth lead shrunk down to 2K. And the Sven is that much closer to the BKB.
And that was twofold. One, that ward placed saw a lot of that movement. They knew that mass TPs were incoming, and Tavo makes the gut read, like, we gotta go. They're making a move mid. A little bit, I don't want to say cockiness, but trying to be too efficient from Nisha. He's teleporting like in vision because the tower still hasn't died, going for that hyper efficient move, but you make it too easy for SG, especially, really, he just didn't expect that there would be vision that saw his 2 allies who had already begun teleporting. So suddenly you're making a move mid, but your big heroes are now caught bottom, and SG, like that was necessary because it really felt like this game was going to run away from them. They would have lost outposts, suddenly Secret get a Scotty on Dusa, and he goes to walk into the Roche pit. What are you supposed to do?
Right.
Things now a lot more equalized, and it gives you that time where Sven BKB will be a factor before the engagement around Roche is required.
You're going to take the outpost now, but it just means that SG is all over the map farming. You can see them still kind of hiding out in this jungle area, bottom, waiting for somebody to show for a pickoff. They do have Echo coming up in 10 seconds. If nobody does, they can go ahead and cut some creep waves. And they still have the Sven IO pushing out and farming top lane.
Secret, you can see, a little more disciplined. After that engage, they're being a little more family friendly as they ensure that everybody is nearby as they venture through the forest.
There's the BKB for the Sven. Broke apart the Echo Saber to be able to get it that much quicker, knowing that time is a very key factor. They don't know exactly when the Scotty's going to be finished by the Medusa, but they need to have that big item to be able to, not like, you know, like it's a counter. You're still going to be slowed down by Scotty and stuff, but you just need to be able to keep pace, right? He gets a big item, you need a big item. Otherwise, as you said, just means free Roshan for Secret.
Yeah, and you just can't get even in range of the Leshrac without the BKB, so it is necessary. ADR is going to have his completed shortly as well, and then I think that if you're SG, you can maybe think about taking a team fight. But right now, they're doing it right, where you have Thuldacord, he's just pushing him by himself, and then they split the map. 2 bot, your Wisp was top with your Sven, now they're going to rotate out, but you want to keep the map split, because the team fight of Team Secret is pretty nasty, and RP, the Leshrac Deuce damage, can get very difficult if you're not able to separate them, much like they did in that engagement where they took a huge win. But Roshan, 300 gold from Scotty on Matsu. They're thinking about it. I would think you'd take enemy ancients first to finish that item.
Yeah, there's no way you do Roshan before you have the Scotty, right? That's just too potent of an item. Bottom offlane tower is going to be given up by Team Secret because they just don't want to be on this side of the map at all. They just want to be able to play around that Roshan area as much as possible. They're going to have their least effective hero, their 5 position from Puppy, go down here and deal with the wave.
And you can see, like, Secret, they were firmly in the driver's seat. Like, they've taken a detour. They're like, you know what, I thought we were going to make it to Grandma's without having to stop, but we're gonna grab, you know, a quick lunch, maybe a coffee, a biscuit. They have yet, like, they just went back to their side of the river and haven't crossed. Puppy just TP'd bottom to push, like, 3 creeps, and he's taken the long way around. Like, they are much more conservative now. Scotty is complete. They're thinking about getting something done.
This is the moment. This is the moment where one team fight is going to solidify who controls the game for the next, like, 10 minutes, right? Like, whoever wins this fight also gets Roshan.
Yeah, and they got Shard now.
Okay. So they've got the Fire
Shard.
Shield that they can throw out on the Medusa or the Leshrac. In fact, if you get a multicast like this, multiple heroes in time for the team fight. Nice shockwave skewer back, a fast pick off of Helicore. And he does have buyback, so doesn't change too much. SG are still probably going to contest this Roshan attempt from Team Secret.
That's actually a huge thing, because the Sven damage, right? He's going to pop in an Echo. It absorbs 85% of 3 attacks.
Yeah.
That's really sick here.
For a hero that does not have a ton of attack speed and does all his damage in short bursts like this, yeah.
That's really cool.
It'll help quite a lot.
You can see why they were content pausing. They even do this, you've seen a lot of teams do this, Medallion and Solar Crest onto their Dusa.
I mean, if they're going to contest it, they need to get in there right now. The arrow gives the vision to be able to see, okay, Roshan's crazy low. You could see all of Team Secret prepared for a Tavo initiation.
They're just going to go in.
They're going to go in. They're going to try and finish it off. Matava Man, okay, point blank. They're going to be able to catch him. Spear, chain stun, but the RP comes in. Tavo chains the stun still, but Matava Man's low on mana, and they should be able to finish him off, but they need the Sven to be able to do it, and they got him. Oh, Roshan with the double kill. Nisha running over these heroes, but bye-bye, Nisha. He gets speared away. Still, though, the blast, they manage to catch Ghost of Pele, and that is going to be Team Secret finishing up the Roshan.
He had the save. Tether was on cooldown. He reloads solo away. That would have been a 6 save from KJ.
Disaster. SG so close to being able to win a huge fight against Team Secret. Zai bailing them out with a huge RP.
I mean, I've cited him many times. His key ingredient to being a successful Dota 2 pro is patience, and you're going to see a lot of it here. You know, look at Nisha, by the way, positioning way off in the middle of nowhere. Love the call from SG. They just go for it. They see Matu. He doesn't get ult off, and they're going to run. You see Zai waiting, boom. Triple RP, even jukes the Echo by moving over to the right just a bit. Tavo, I think, fissured initially. So he didn't have it after he went in and echoed, so he just gets popped. And watch this.
Yeah,
no tether.
It's coming. Oh.
He had it, but tether was 1 second on cooldown.
And now Team Secret, we said this team fight is going to be what determines probably the next 10 minutes or so of who's controlling the game. And that might just be enough for Team Secret to kind of build up enough of a lead. They already had a small one, now they've got 7,000, and that's just going to continue to build. When you have the advantage of an Aegis, you could just kind of bully the enemy team. Because Nisha, like, it's so tough to deal with the Leshrac with 2 lives. So I feel like it's one of the best heroes to have at Aegis.
I think it is the best, to be honest.
More than like Storm Series or something, I would agree. Yeah.
Storm is like the other possibility, but the thing I love about Lesh is that, you know, you can be out of position as long as you have time to hit Pulse Nova. Like, you're totally fine being surrounded by your entire enemy draft.
Yeah.
William Tell lands another. Unfortunately, Lesh, even stunned, still dealing full damage to enemy structures.
And that will be another tier 2 down, and this hold over the map just increases for Team Secret as they're going to be able to just hold on to the triangle area. And KJ, Costa Belay, they're just going to have to do KJ's a little bit of fun. He could have tried for a TP out at some point in time, but now Zai's found him, so it makes it a little bit hard. He's going to have to go for another tether juke, but now Puppy's here, so he is definitely dead. And the rest of the team of Secret, they're still looking for heroes on the other side of the map. They know SG wants to get out somewhere, and they're giving him absolutely no quarter to be able to get farm.
Yeah, this is just a tough spot. Like, Lesh is the hero you kind of have to kill, and he's got an Aegis, and he's just charging at you.
Yeah. And he's also, even if you like can't go on him, it also means he can just push down these side lanes. They are going to go for him now. Kills him once and gets back to the base. Is everybody safe? It looks like it with kisses used. That's pretty good for SG. Ooh, Costa Belay felt like he had to use VKB there. I'm not sure if he actually needed to or not. But better safe than sorry, I suppose.
Yeah, but you know, that was a little bit, I think, too cocky from Nisha. He runs, they have this nice ward covering the high ground, and instead of running under the sanctity of that, he takes the very aggressive path and just gets spear arrow combo. But you know, that's the thing about SG's lineup. That's what they need to find kills. It's these isolated single cores. how do you battle if all of a sudden there's a Matu Medusa just walking at you and his whole team's behind him? That's going to be the big concern. We'll see how this plays out.
Fortunately, they do have some high ground defense. Not like the most amazing, but they have Spear back. And they also have the fact that with an IO, you can always play with 2 heroes out on the map, farming somewhere. And you don't need everybody holed up in your base, even if they are pushing.
Big concern is just Costa Pile, his damage output. It just feels like he's that item behind, right? If he has a full Daedalus in his inventory right now, I'm feeling like this is pretty even. But that 9K gold lead for Secret is all on their critical course. Dusa, 4K ahead-ish. Nisha, second place, now with the casual plate mail. His itemization has been a bit odd this game. That Ghost Scepter for the Roche fight made sense, but in retrospect, he just kind of wishes he didn't have it now because maybe that's completed Bloodstone or an Eternal Shroud. But Shiva's will be his next pickup. Very, very nice here, both for Vision against Mirana Invis, for the health regen reduction against Sven Io, and of course just for your own survivability.
Yeah, how do you burst down the 2 damage-dealing cores of Team Secret in this game? They've got Medusa and this Leshrac, who's going to be super tanky, and they're fire shielded, which we talked about as being a big boost. And we already said that there's going to be some damage problems for SG if the Sven isn't swinging. They're going to smoke up Moonlight Shadow. They're spotted. The Sentry's going to be laid down. They start going on the Medusa. They followed up with an arrow and the Echo. They're throwing everything they have to be able to bring down this Medusa, but she still had mana. They pop the fire shield. They go for the relocate out, but it gets nuked down before he could get Costa Pile to safety. And now SG do not have a buyback on the Sven. Very likely Team Secret going to get 1 lane of barracks, maybe 2. This is SG probably going to hold. They can't get themselves out.
How about just say it? So I understand the Ogre. You want to first do Sven. We will literally wait on our side of the river for 1:20. We're going to buy a shard, and your Sven is hard countered.
Yeah.
Like, that is why Matu's taking what feels like 0 damage. Like, it's Fire Shield. 85% absorption of the next 3 attacks, and he got an opportunity because you can recast it. He recasted it during the fight.
Yeah.
So 6 attacks of Sven that don't equal a single attack without a fire shield on your enemy target. That is nuts. Like, I understand Ogre now. I had not seen it in a game so far at TI, but it suddenly makes a whole bunch of sense. And shout out to Ice Frog, I'm sure. Puppy, very happy to play Ogre with this change. And pretty high damage output as well if you consider the strength of the hero in the laning phase.
Yeah, definitely. With the 2-2-0 builds, it felt like he was actually pretty annoying, especially for Tavo.
I always love watching TI because, not to say that regional Dota is subpar, but you don't necessarily see teams trying to eke out every single little bit of advantage.
They don't have to elevate their game.
Yeah.
Right.
And at TI, you see stuff and you see picks, you're like, why would you do that? But you typically find out during the game. And it's like, wow, that's cool. Like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Even a butterfly on Matu, so after you do hit him, it's reduced. And he has the evasion talent as well, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, skipping the damage. So really just leaning into this tankiness and sustained version of the Dusa. He's going to buy a shard himself. Good lord. Good luck taking him down with a free snake every 12 seconds.
The other really cool part about this fire shield is who else is actually attacking somebody.
Yeah.
It's like normally, like in regular games, fire shield is just so easily dealt with because there's multiple units hitting. Sometimes you just have a hero that hits really fast, so it just goes away really quickly. But Sven, slow attack speed, huge amounts of damage for every hit is like the ideal hero to counter it with. The other one, I think, kind of being PA, just for the surprise factor. She's so burst heavy. But then there's like, you look at Mars, Marana, Earthshaker, they all want to be able to throw spells. They're not really doing a whole lot of right-clicking. Okay, 40R is going to jump in, BKB Arena, not catching the targets they really want to, but on the side, they do actually get better targets. That's going to be the Magnus as well as the Ogre, instantly dead if they can retreat back to their base. Job well done. Theolicor is going to be run down by Nisha, but otherwise, SG probably okay with that. Really happy with that, in fact. They killed 2 heroes, 2 buybacks coming in. The danger, though, is them getting run over right now in this push. Because now they don't have any spells, Kyle.
Indeed, and they just double bought back. I love it. They just, okay, we got it. Big CD's done for, and now we push.
Yeah, yeah.
And right into the base. They still have Stone Gaze. There is no God Strength or BKB on the Sven, and I believe you've just, unfortunately, won a fight to lose the game.
Yeah, yeah. That's game understanding right there from Team Secret, you know? Doesn't matter how well you play it. If you blow Arena, if you blow Echo Slam, you don't have God's Strength, you have nothing left in the tank, and Matamba Man's going to do it all by himself. Nobody of Team Secret's even here. They're popping Kisses, they're popping Stone Gaze. They're expecting SG to formulate some sort of response for preventing Megas. They do not. SG's just going to accept the fact that for the rest of the game, they are going to be huddled around their Ancient, trying to push back the lane creeps coming in.
Yeah, game understanding seems to be the tail of the match. You know, even going down to, you know, I gushed about it a bit, but the Ogre shield, I questioned, you know, Team Secret, they've really put the brakes on, but it makes sense in retrospect when you watch that big fight around Roche. But more importantly, you know, they just get it. Like SG, they're cooldown dependent. Once they're popped, they just casually take the 2 racks, then retreat to their side of the river. You know, if this isn't TI, maybe they go for Throne, but at TI, yeah, camp the ward sentry, wait.
Yeah. They know SG very likely to come outside of their base because they've got one moment before Mega Creeps just keep them constantly in. They have the Aghanim Scepter on Snapfire, if you didn't see that pick up, and they just threw out an illusion. They're going to jump in, 40R once again, throws out the Arena. They catch the Medusa, making sure the Medusa can't actually do anything with their shots for a while because they can't kill her. So they're just going to try and target whoever they can around the Medusa and just try and kite her as much as possible. 40R's unfortunately getting caught by that. Scotty is going to die. Echo Slam going out. They're going to be able to bring down Nisha. Oh, the RP! Nisha turns around. Split Earth. He finally does get burned out, but the damage is already done. SG have lost the fight, and SG are going to call quits for game number 1. The favorites, Team Secret, do indeed take this first game in the 2-game series.
Yeah, but if I know this team, I don't know if they're going to be pleased with that performance. I think that, you know, that mistake in the bottom tier 2 when they lose 4 heroes to what is effectively just a single great ward from SG, and credit to them, you know, that was the only reason this game is like staying competitive for so long. But that's a mistake that you can't make if you're really trying to win TI.
Yeah.
You know, you don't, PSG is not going to bleed 4 heroes, 2 of them being key cores after taking a huge objective. So I think they're going to probably sharpen up a little bit for game 2. SG, my big takeaway from that is your entire draft just didn't have damage.
Yeah.
You needed a hero like Leshrac that turns levels into DPS. And when your whole lineup is just, you know, we're going to stun, that guy's dead. When cooldowns come up, we'll try it again. You know, it just doesn't work in terms of acquiring key objectives. So you lose your safe lane, you lose your mid tower. Suddenly the map's just opened up for Team Secret. How are you supposed to control Triangle and get your Sven ahead in the game?
All right, so SG definitely have some things to think about. But you're saying, it sounds like to me that it's just the draft already kind of handicaps them, that they were just already kind of in a bad spot. And they made some good plays inside of the game, but ultimately draft is going to cost you a lot, right?
Yeah, I feel like that's the biggest flaw. And I also think that, you know, we've learned if you're picking Sven here at TI, you might need to consider like getting rid of Ogre or having some method of dealing with Fire Shield. I actually think he might have needed to get an early shard for the active Dispel, especially when you consider you're playing against Empower, Solar Crest, Medallion, like all of these things can be removed, right?
Yeah.
So suddenly this Dusa with Fire Shield, Empower, and Bloodlust is now naked. That, I think, would have been necessary because otherwise you just can't counter Ogre Fire Shield.
Okay, well, that does give some homework for SG Esports, and they've got about 5-10 minutes to be able to do their homework and come up with a better answer going into Game 2 against Team Secret. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It's SG Esports versus Team Secret. You know, I never do introductions for myself. I'm Cap. This is Kyle.
Hello.
Oh, that's because we've got our lower third. Very
Indeed.
nice. Game one was okay. SG, they got outdrafted. They at least were able to make some moves. Kind of what we would expect from this matchup, right? Like, Team Secret were definitely the favorites. SG are definitely the underdogs, and it played out that way.
Yeah, and I think a bit, it really just felt like Secret was utilizing that principle of just picking the easier draft against the underdog. This is not the game to try out like a drought strategy or a timing push.
Yeah.
Hey, they have Sven. Okay, Ogre Medusa.
All right, well, let's go ahead and look at the draft going into game two, because that is all important. We felt like SG needed to be able to make some adjustments, and you basically said, okay, they just needed more damage. Also, Ogre Magi, Shard, Fire Shield, heavy counter to Sven, God's Rebuke, Enchant Totem.
5 seconds
That was
that's a great point.
It's the most dream Fire Shield game I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, and it also, I will say, Secret, whatever their performance is at TI, I never have felt like they don't seem like they don't tilt. When you look at the teams, they got knocked out by Kuro Stack 3 TIs in a row, right? This is not a squad that shows up and chokes, right? It's just they get beaten by good teams.
Yeah.
And it's just funny because here I am thinking like, man, what are they doing? They're playing so safe. What's going on? And of course, Puppy, like, why did he TP bottom for just a creep wave? To get gold for Shard. Why did he need Shard? Because it was busted.
Yeah,
so I like that.
5 seconds.
Secret
remaining.
probably have. Well, a lot of the European teams, like, if they're not fans, they're haters. You only have room in your heart for one European team if you're a fan of the region. And
plus, it adds that there's a bit of animosity between some of the teams.
Yes.
Already, so
just a little bit. But what they do always makes sense. It might not work, but it's always going to make sense.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
Team
remaining.
Secrets, we saw their lineup, and it was full of synergy
5
built
seconds
around this
remaining.
Medusa. They had Magnus, which Empower usually best on melee heroes, but Medusa, if any ranged hero is going to use Empower, she's easily the best. They had Ogre, Bloodlust, Fire Shield was super sick. They had Snapfire, a little bit of minus armor, faster Roche taking. What else did they have? They had something else in there to be able to buff the Medusa up. Solar Crest.
Yep. And the
Medallion. Now we're seeing, again, more synergy. Snapfire, Slardar, so they're going for physical damage minus armor combo here.
Which is, we didn't really see this version of Snapfire very often after the nerfs to Little Shredder.
Okay.
This was like, the Liquid Special. I saw them first do this countless times.
Yeah.
But
That's because Boxy was such a big Slardar fan.
SG Esports.
They did a lot more, I've seen more scatter blasting, but perhaps things have shifted a bit. And now it's the Shredder built again. They swap it up, this time Wisp and Gyro instead of the Wisp Sven. But, Team Secret of all teams, probably not the one I would be dreaming of first picking Wisp into.
10
this is a hero
seconds
that
remaining.
pretty much, I think 4 players on
5
Secret
seconds
have
remaining.
at least, I want to say, 25 professional matches on. Zai played it a bunch back in Optic. Yapzor can play it. Puppy can play it. I'm sure Nisha or Matu, one of them can play it as a core after TI9.
Yeah.
Team Secrets turn
So
to
they're going to
ban.
understand what you're going for here.
This does at least mean that, like, Gyrocopter is just a more active hero than Sven, right? Like, he can actually do things in team fights when, like, that early mid push came in. They literally could not do anything about it because Sven was a non-factor,
10
and Io is
seconds
only a
remaining.
factor if the person that he's paired with it can do something.
5 seconds
Gyrocopter
remaining.
could have actually played that
SG
mid-team fight, right? They
Esports
could have
turn
actually
to
defended
ban.
that tower, so at least there's that. Combined with the fact that Gyrocopter probably doesn't feel bad against Snapfire Slardar, though only because you have an IO, I think.
I would say, yeah. I actually...
Team Secrets turn to ban.
I like, Gyro versus Slaughter used to be a bit different because Sprint would have you take bonus damage.
Yep.
So you would blink into the Gyro and just take oodles of damage because you catch the call down, the flak, the Q. Whereas now I think it's a bit different because you can just go toe-to-toe,
10
you buy
seconds
BKB, and you
remaining.
hit Gyro in the face. And Gyro's biggest
5 seconds
counters
remaining.
are typically heroes that can beat him just 1-against-1. Slaughter kind of assists whatever that other hero would be.
SG
Notably, say
Esports,
Troll
turn
as
to
an
ban.
example,
Sure.
or Void. Well, now you just have the Bash Bros smacking you in the mouth, and what are you supposed to do? There's no real way to even itemize against it because what you need damage, you need now I guess what status resist. BKB doesn't help, and games where
10
Gyro's
seconds
BKB
remaining.
feels ineffective is really tough to win games
5
on.
seconds remaining.
So SG, they have won one game here with the IO Sven. The other game they won with Adriano's Tinker.
Mm-hmm.
When do you pick Tinker?
Honestly, I have no idea. That hero, I've played against it, played with it. Like you get this rush blink, and you spam lasers, rockets. Like I really just don't know.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are a little bit confused about new Tinker. Yeah. Like, we figured out the item build, okay, like Overwhelming Blink and Shiva's, like, those two are really sick, but it still it's not the same hero that it used to be, and it's still, I think you have to have people who have, like, really spammed it, who feel really comfortable, that can tell you, okay, this is truly a good Tinker game, and I will be able to carry it, despite my timings overall just being slower than old Tinker, because it's just different. Not having a bunch of the machines.
What's wild is like
5
SG ban it
seconds
themselves.
remaining.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's very interesting.
Team Secret's turn to pick.
It does mean they're going to be pulling out something new.
It does.
And maybe
SG
that new means success. Oh, God. They have minus armor stacked here, Kyle, because now they've got Elder Titan, who takes away base armor from a agility carry. He's going to have amplified damage on him. Corrosive Haze, excuse me, from Slardar. He's going to be in the like deep negatives.
I don't know if there's like a hero. Like, how do you get enough armor for your squad now? What do you run? 4 positions, Sven, Max Warcry, plus
I mean, this concept can't be broken, right? Otherwise, we would see it all the time. Like it is broken in a pointed aspect, right? But there's got to be different ways to play the game, right?
I think minus armor conceptually has always been, I don't want to say broken, but it's always been good.
Mm-hmm.
Abusing resistance in some way.
SG Esports.
This is a lot. Dawnbreaker. I have not cast a game of Dawnbreaker yet. I've seen it played as a carry by Virtus Pro a couple of times.
Yeah, they keep on trying that and keep on almost winning with that. And they keep on losing in the end.
Is there
10 seconds remaining?
I guess, this hero can, depending on what role it's played, certainly help with added sustain. Just standing in the ultimate as a wisp, helping your squad regen up. Now that I've seen SG pick, this is an impossible Sand King game, Cap. It is so hard to play against Elder Titan. It's so annoying to play against Slardar. It's just rough. So if I'm looking at SG, this is all about pace. Tempo, team fight, laning advantage. Because God forbid you let Secret get a Roche, get a bunch of Blink Daggers and BKBs. Think about these lineups and what happens when they all have BKB, right? Team Secret are like, well, we're going to just hit you. And that's fine. And SG Esports, well, their heroes suddenly don't seem to deal much damage.
Yeah, this is they picked a decent number of Sand King this last season, and it was not a winning hero for them. What is going on? Like, Team Secret is just some sort of fetish? Like, what's going on? They're just literally stacking as much minus armor as possible. What's the last hero that gives you minus armor? A Deso hero? You're going to do carry Vengeful Spirit in mid-TA and get a Deso?
Oh, that would be sick, actually. I'm so down.
Can you imagine? You just get, like, one shot by a Psyblade that's doing, like, 500% damage because you have so much minus armor?
Here's the bright side, though. There are diminishing returns on minus armor.
Yes.
Once you get into, like, the negative 20s.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you have to go pretty deep.
It's effective.
Yeah.
The real key is getting people to somewhere between 0 and negative 10. Mm-hmm. Because, like, I believe it's at
10 seconds remaining.
Like at 4 armor, you have 20%
SG
increased
Esports
EHP.
turn to ban.
Right? Whereas at 0, it's just you're taking pure damage.
Are you sure that that armor formula is still that way since they changed the armor formula? I have no clue.
I believe so.
Okay, because I remember that was like an old rule of
10
like
seconds
Dota,
remaining.
early Dota 2 and Han. It was like negative armor. It's like it's effective,
5
but once you start
seconds
going like
remaining.
really deep in, it starts becoming less and less effective. Same way old armor, plus armor used to work. It was like, okay, once you start getting over like 50 armor, it starts becoming less and less effective. So, Kyle's going to do a little research here to make sure. Either way, we're going to need to see SG play pretty fast, but they've got a lot of magic damage so far
Secrets turn
between
to ban.
Gyrocopter and Sand King. Vengeful Spirit could get blown up pretty quickly. I'm assuming this is a Venge core, but it could be. What else could it be? Slardar carry and Elder Titan offlane core. That feels really weird. Whatever this is, this is different.
10 seconds remaining.
This is definitely different to some regard.
Indeed. And
5 seconds remaining.
I'm doing math right
SG
now.
Esports.
Doing math right now. All right, Kyle, hit us with the math in your head. All
I
right.
think it's still the same.
It looks the same to me.
Yes.
Yeah. Multiplier. So we can.
here we
I
go,
mean, just tell
EHP.
the team some of the numbers.
10 seconds remaining.
I see all these math equations that
God.
I don't
Remaining.
actually
Graphs.
understand
Team
because I
secrets
dropped
turn
out of
to
math
pick.
as quick as I possibly could. Invoker is
There we
going to be
go.
the last pickup for SG Esports, so we're finally going to see it. Adriano's Invoker. This guy is a terror with this hero.
Yeah. So it is still constant in terms of your EHP increasing with positive armor, but
Yep.
there is that stark
10
drop
seconds
off.
remaining.
Once you hit about negative
5
8
seconds
or 9,
remaining.
Uh-huh.
you don't start, critting for 1 billion damage.
Right, right.
The Invoker is interesting here. Now, it's squishy for sure, but it kind of leads credence to this idea, you're going to be aggro, AF around the map, blasting people. More globals, more mobility. Don't give Secret a chance to bring the draft online and start two-shotting people. You've got to control objectives as fast as you possibly can. Team Secret, now you need your hard carry. You have created like the most adept supporting cast in terms of assisting damage dealt. What is the carry? What does Matu play?
Okay, so they think it's a
Or-
carry, so that means what? Mid Snapfire or mid Venge? One or the other.
I think mid snap.
Okay, and then we're gonna have Venge, Lardar, ET with a ranged hero, a ranged carry maybe.
Something like that.
That
Or
that would have worked if it was Morphling TB. I'm not sure what's left. Drow?
Drow would
You
not
already
be
clear
bad.
through base armor, so I don't actually know how that works with ET, right?
That's a good point.
Yeah, like
It's only the marksmanship procs though. but
yeah, but still, it's like that would feel like a little bit of a waste.
How it's like I did all this research.
Troll-
here.
you said
How
troll.
am I supposed to how do you have like you know how many damn unique interactions there are on Dota 2? Did you see there was like
Incredible.
92 different heroes picked on day 1?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Oh,
Choose your hero.
it's a sniper.
There we go. So that is excellent laning against Invoker. Good luck, ADR.
Nice.
You have low base damage on these early levels, and Sniper's attack animation and headshot are just impossible to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite combos with Slardar as well, because you love having these range carries, and Sniper's attack animation is almost imperceptible. So you just get stunned, and suddenly you've taken 3 auto attacks for 1 billion damage. You don't even know what happened. It is a Matu carry. I dig this a lot. Venge carry makes a lot more sense with this other ranged carry from your mid lane. Almost feels like a League of Legends draft. The carry from...
Have you ever played League of Legends?
I think 6 or 7 games.
Okay, so
Um,
what do you even mean?
During like a period where Han servers were down. Funny, did you know that
Uh-huh.
Riot Games doesn't let their talent they don't like when people play Dota.
It's
like you
not
gotta have
surprising. If
allegiance.
they did, then they would switch over. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah,
I am also a big
Pendragon.
fan of the fact that they're doing Venge carry here. Because I feel like this Venge Aghanim Scepter still good,
Mhm.
but you need it on higher priority than you used to. You actually want this Spirit to be strong because of the fact that they took away the movement speed. It no longer is able to like just die and then like throws out a stun and runs away or something. It just kind of gets focused down. So you want this hero to actually have some stats to it.
I really just like that it doesn't share cooldowns with the main hero. Like swap stun, die. I've swapped stun again. Like, how is this fair? Unbelievable.
Let me just say, I was on this train real early.
I know.
And I played this back when, remember, there was 2 charges to swap, and there was still a period of time through talents you could also get a True Illusion of Venge that would not carry. So you would have 4 swaps in a team fight. I think it required you to be level 25 though, but you would just have 4 swaps in a team fight, maybe even 5. It was sick. It was so good, and nobody played it.
Seems very balanced.
All right, a smoke up from Team Secret in order to get some vision down ahead of time. Maybe get.
Now
okay.
I understand how you get 8K.
I actually only lost with that.
Oh.
It did not. I could tell it was good, but you know, like when you try and be innovative and you're losing a lot, you're getting flamed a lot for it as well. You know, you get discouraged and you stop. SG pump themselves up here, and so is the crowd, our beautiful crowd. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for the lovely cheers and applause you guys gave literally non-stop last game. The entire time, it was amazing. You guys are keeping the energy up, and I can't wait to hear it in Game 2, where you're going to see King Jungles make a quick tether away before he can be caught by Team Secret. 1 shrapnel charge down.
That's actually huge, because I don't know if you want a skill shrapnel as this sniper early on. The 1-point headshot is pretty sick. 40% chance for 20 bonus damage and a knockback, so you just start smacking Invoker in the face. 40 are going for the max right-click damage build. Looks like it'll be Quas Wex. Makes sense, as you do certainly need to play on map and get your gyro to hyper carry status ASAP.
Yeah.
It is not an exort and farm kind of game.
So the way that mid lane is played right now, I played around with some mid sniper, and I actually do think that shrapnel is really important and really good for how this mid lane is played right now, because you just shove in the wave and then you go farm the easy camp, or you go stack for yourself. You know, it's nowadays it's all about the efficiency of playing with that easy camp, which is not blocked right now, which I think is an important step to be able to take for against a lot of mid laners right now. Storm and Sniper are probably the 2 heroes that utilize it best.
Yeah, I'd agree. I really love Sniper. I'm surprised we haven't seen it too much yet at TI. The changes to, I mean, I don't know about the shard. The concussive grenade's either total garbage or...
You good? You good, Don? Gets away to the trees. Dawnbreaker, oh no, the salve gets canceled too. That feels pretty bad. Dawnbreaker is strong. She's got some pretty good stats, level 1, but it still does not match an Elder type.
Yeah, I was gonna say, of all, I don't know if Dawnbreaker really loses to any heroes, with the exception of ET.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen the hero trade with Undying successfully.
Yep. Crazy stuff. Theo pulls the next wave back, and they are going to be able to get their level 2, and they're going to try and punish Puppey with that timing at least a little bit. But not able to close that gap to get the Orb of Venom hit. Tries to go over the stack. Puppey's like, oh, okay, what's the point? You know I'm going to stay here, dog.
Hey, annoyed him for a few seconds, I guess.
Yeah.
There's the shrapnel on the easy camp, as you stated. Can expect more of this from Nisha. I like the change to his talent as well. The most annoying thing about Sniper was you used to have, what was it, 25% cooldown reduction?
Yes, very high CD.
So you're like, oh, well, I guess I have to buy a Midas. And it just felt like you had to because of how efficient it got with the talent. But I think a lot better now with just a little bit of raw damage.
He's actually doing a good amount of damage to Adriano here. I just expected Quas Wex Invoker would just be like, okay, whatever, I'm out regenning the shrapnel. Not actually the case.
Yeah, so the new take aim as well, that used to be like really, really worthless. It was like one attack for double range, whereas now, when active, you get that 100% headshot. You can see him smacking the Invoker quite a bit.
And they even buffed it up even more because it used to be 70%, which is kind of weird because you're slowing yourself down so much. But now you get the guarantee.
Yeah, and it's really cool too. It makes way more sense. Like, if you think about the lore of Sniper, right?
Of course, you're replacing Slacks being the lore expert.
Yeah, well,
here.
you know, you're a sniper. You're supposed to be able to, like, deal more damage, but not move too much.
Oh, Nisha overstepped himself. He actually got in tower range, got Tornado EMP'd, and 4DR does manage to get the first blood. A big pickup for him and the rest of SG Esports.
That was an uncharacteristic mistake for Nisha. Player of the Year 2020 just walks up and kind of feeds a little bit, as you said, catching the tower attacks. And, I'm zoned in on bottom lane a little bit. Top's going to be rough with Sand King. It's too melee for a CT bang. That's impossible.
Radiant's top tower.
Yeah, Sand King has low armor as well. So the physical damage of Puppey combined with the physical damage and minus armor of Matumba Man, they are putting in some work. Fortunately, Dawnbreaker is a really strong hero and might just be able to offset what should be a clear win for Team Secret. Almost brought down Puppey, not good enough though.
That was a mistake though for Matu. You saw he repositioned a little bit. If he just attacks, Sand King dies.
Yeah.
And he gave him time to Fairy Fire and then stick later to survive.
You know, it's not too late, Tavo. You can become the support and just let the little core play the core position in this spot, because he's just having to give up a lot of CS right now. They do have Sentry down, so Tavo is not safe, but they are going to be able to get the combo. Puppey is going to die, and Tavo, I think, is happy with that. I think he wanted to trade because he couldn't play the lane any longer.
Yeah, it's always nice to die as an offlaner, but get the XP, right? You're not going to mind that at all. Although, oh, he didn't get it. No, sorry. Puppey died just a few frames later.
Yeah,
so yeah, maybe the other core just turning into the core, right?
Yeah, it's kind of what may end up happening here. At least he'll have a fast, maybe Orb of Corruption. That always feels pretty nice. Our Slardar already has a Ring of Health. Zai's going to be pretty happy. We haven't looked at this bottom lane. How's it going? 28 CS for Gyrocopter. 26 CS for Zai. So, yeah, as expected, Slardar is pretty happy because Snapfire Slardar is very scary. He gives you just that little bit of extra distance and leading off a stun for his Slardar. And you combine that with a Crush, and if you have a Bash prepped up, actually, it means that you could easily get 2 Bashes in, and it's so much damage. The only reason Gyrocopter can survive at all against that is because it's got Aya.
Looking around, so it really does feel SG. I think you're gonna have the need to be the ones who really make moves. Like, just kind of the nature of playing against a sniper, right? You've got to find ways to kill him. And even with that death, you can see the power of the hero in the laning phase. 38 CS to 27 on the Invoker. You just can't do much to stop Nisha. He just shoves lane, farms, and this is my favorite part. Just go farm 2 camps at once. Definitely, I think, a better hero on Dire because of these 2 camps where you effectively get double the stacks. Nice.
Supposed to be like, did take a bit of damage, but 40R comes to the rescue. Zai is going to be paying for trying to be so aggressive. And that is also the advantage. Like, Sniper, if he's going to be playing jungle, then Invoker, it means one or 2 things. A Dragonite was type mid hero, he's going to pressure the tower, and Invoker can't do that same sort of thing, so instead he's going to be playing the side lane.
Yep, that's a really good point. You know, Sniper, yeah, you get extra efficiency, but Invoker can actually get kills. This is how 40R wants to play. It just seems a hell of a lot better suited to the Invoker rather than the Mars of the previous game, where this Invoker is just, like, he buys an urn. He doesn't need ultimate to make these things happen. He has a much easier time with these TP ganks. And even that urn pickup early ensures that Costabile was able to stay bottom fully healed up, which is very key. Otherwise, he would have had to go heal himself.
Is he going for the stats build on the Gyrocopter?
Yeah, I believe yes.
Yeah, because I saw at least the crystals being built up. The Liquor, he's going to go down, but the Tornado. All right, here we go. 40R to the rescue. Going to be able to kill Matumba Man. They're actually going to be able to stop the stomp as well. Tavo nicely done getting in front of Matumba Man. He managed to cut through. Fortunately, the earn the last shot there from Adriano does manage to bring him down. Puppey hitting away in the trees. Will teleport out. Mid lane's going to be pressured though, as Yapsor does have a little shredder to help Nisha put in the damage. Spot him on the side, though. 40R's going to be able to maybe collect another one here. Yapster's going to hop down to low ground here. If he hits the tornado, follows up with the MP, it's going to be a kill. And that just gets him even more earned charges. Dielacour taking so much damage from Nisha, who does probably have... No, he doesn't have his ultimate. He just went for all the levels in his basic abilities. He just wants to be a right-click machine.
I mean, I love the second point headshot because it gives you so much extra damage.
Yep.
The second point and take aim, I think probably could just be ultimate there to ensure that kill, but no, he is the expert. I will trust him.
I'm okay with it just because, like, it allows him to play both mid lane and farm faster, and really, what else is Sniper going to be doing,
Yeah.
right?
That's true. And it is tough. Like, are you really going to be able to successfully ult somebody in the face against Invoker, Dawnbreaker, Sand?
Yeah,
A
for
lot
sure.
of ults.
Rotation up to the top lane does manage to find Puppy. SG Esports are all over the place right now. Good read by Yapsor, knowing that ward was there. I guess it was probably tipped off because Costa Bile was playing so skittish around that hard camp stack. So Yapsor, just good intuitive read of the situation, finds the ward underneath the outpost. We'll try and snatch away a little bit of experience, hops down the cliff to safety.
Yeah, so far so good. I mean, ADR just playing a great game.
Yeah.
4-0 and 1. He's been everywhere. Found kills in all 3 lanes thus far. And it's just a SG really all in on the gyrocopter. Team Secret, somewhat the same with their sniper. But I do think Matsu, you can see, already treads and a quarter of the way to the Aghanims. Like, he'll have a pretty high game impact. That's the big time for Secret to start getting active. They're just going to throw their bodies at SG, and he's just going to do damage on the side. TV coming in behind them. Got to be careful.
Trying to deal with the rocket real quickly and then pump the damage into Costa Bile with the cookie. They're going to keep him chain stunned very nicely. Dielacour trying to juke backwards here. 40R is just surrounded, but a big triple stun coming out and a relocate away. Nice tornado as well that's going to allow Dielacour to maybe get away until Nisha's on the other side with a Mask of Madness. And that damage, whoo, boy. If he pops his take aim or whatever, and then he pops a Mask of Madness and their Corrosive Haze.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap.
I want to run that back just so you can see what Zai did. He wasn't even going for the gyro, right? He just popped his amp and then ran around because he saw the Invoker TPing in. And,
Great catch.
Nisha's just dead. How did that happen?
Tavo TP'd in, led the charge. He just got the burrow strike from the trees, and 40R was able to follow that up pretty nicely. They're going to get a second kill here on the Puppy because they've got the... Yes, indeed. The Rings of Death. Big circles laid out on the ground. That's the landing zone of the Dawnbreaker.
Man, I really wish there was some voice line from, the old Ghost and SC, the SCVs, rather. Nuclear launch detected.
Yeah.
Start panicking. Feels like we need one of those as the Dawnbringer enters the fray, but man, so far so good, really. Both sides, I think, pretty happy with how this has gone. Maybe Nisha a bit frustrated. I think his death really hurt Team Secret a lot. Dragonlance will be his item of choice. Makes sense. Again, it's just right click.
I feel like he's just going to, like, Dragonlance BKB or something.
Oh, yeah. I think
and just, like, stand there shooting people.
Yeah.
It's like, it almost reminds you remember way back in the day, old Na'Vi, Avos Na'Vi, played Sniper, and he went this, like, raw tank build on Sniper. Just stood there shooting people. It was actually very successful. That's a long time ago, though.
No, I think it's very nice here. You just simply don't need damage. You have so much of it thanks to the assistance of your allies. Like you even saw there, just a casual corrosive from Zai means that, yeah, okay, Dawnbreaker's dead just because not even the damage amp, but more the vision. Because Sniper can keep hitting you from a very long way away. Also, there
was a moment of peace.
Yeah, I was going to say,
the voices in my head quieted down for a second.
Is that why the logos, is it like more cheers equals more like wind?
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
I guess so. I don't know. I haven't looked.
Okay.
A lot of Team Secret fans. Very happy with the way this game's going, though. They're losing out on kills. They may be slightly ahead in net worth, though.
I figured that the South American fans would be a bit louder, though.
Oh, there we go. They're pumping it up now.
And I get all these DMs supporting the scene, but I can barely hear them over TV. But
No comment. 8-5. 12 minutes in, and Nisha is the most farmed, but they've got an IO gyrocopter that's doing well, and a smoke up, a two-man smoke that can lead into a relocate. It's always the very dangerous part of this strategy. If they get on top of the sniper, he's just dead. There's going to be a burrow strike into a relocate right on top. Swap backwards, though. 40R. Troublesome situation for him. He's not getting out of this one. Matama Man may pay for his life, but the Mortimer's Kiss is doing so much damage that Costa Bile gets wiped out from the side. Incoming the epicenter. Blink in. Nisha taking some damage, but not enough. Eventually, the Sand King runs out. That is a team wipe, Kyle.
Oh. I mean, Matu just straight up throwing his body on the ground to ensure they get, like, no real damage, though. Just swaps the key hero. What is it with these mid players getting caught out, just falling asleep? If you die as the Invoker, the team fight for SG disappears. A great follow-up from Tavo, but there was a dust from Yapsor, and Nisha just kills everything. Watch this. So swap back, stunned, and here comes Zai. Look, he pops the corrosive, that guarantees the one kill. Yapsor is raining damage in. Gyro's just dead. He needs a BKB, and then boom, you're gonna see Nisha just like, yeah, that's not enough, bro. 3 hits.
All right, so I always find it interesting when these situations occur and you say your save your carry for last pick. What other heroes could they have run with this strategy? Right? They could have done TA. We talked about that. Sniper, mid Medusa, maybe. They're going to be able to hold up onto the Elder Titan and bring him down pretty quickly. Just a simple pick off, nothing major. If they can catch some of these other heroes, Tornado, Zai reads it. He says, my TP was not going to complete, blinks away, but he's going to run headlong into Costa Bile, and KJ will happily collect that kill if they can get it. Surely they should. Into the river. He's moving so damn fast. The rocket's coming, though. And then so is the rest of SG. They're going to throw down the gyrocopter ultimate. The Sunstrike, ooh, very on point. Doesn't do that much damage, but Tavo is able to finish it up finally. And hey, they're right next to Roshan. Don't think they have the physical damage for it, though.
They do not.
You know who does, though?
The minus armor of Team Secret. Oh, the concern there, though, I just realized, you know, Zai sprints away. He's level 10. Gyro was level 8. Gets 9 off the kill. One of the downsides of holding the hand of your friendly Wisp, but of course that team fight mid did not help. And it's a different, so it's a Scotty.
Okay.
That's the move from Nisha.
More stats.
Also, healing reduction, very effective against Wisp lineups.
Oh, true.
And Dawnbreaker, you know, just removing that healing effectiveness, but
and it also delays your BKB, which means it's even more effective when it is picked up. If you go Scotty and they don't win the game once he hits that BKB timing, that's insane, because then they're going to be at a point where it's pretty much only physical damage.
Yeah, and Gyro, especially
magic damage.
Gyro Invoker, they need movement in order to make moves. So
nice read. Still hits the burrow strike. A bit blind there, catching Matama Man, but he's still just TP'd out.
Again. Oh man, KJ, he had that miscue where he didn't bring Sven out. He didn't relocate with anyone.
Yeah.
He left the gyro.
Yikes.
You've got to connect on those kills. Nice TP from Matu. Good heads up, but still, like, you just can't afford to make mistakes against a team of this caliber. Team Secret are no slouches. And
KJ,
Matu,
a relatively newer name on the scene, the Brazilian squad.
That's Matu's Aghanim's. Like, he didn't even go base, he went top. Now he's going to finish this wave. That's Ags. And that's a huge time.
Yeah, all of a sudden he can just swap in people willy-nilly because he knows he's going to be able to stay alive via the spirit. And especially when you're core like this, you usually have high enough stats that it's very difficult for them to kill you twice.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And you just talked about it. The squad that can certainly do Roche's Team Secret, as they are already in. The Sunstrike is going to scout, but I legit don't think they have time.
They're going to mass TP over. They're going to have to hit a really good tornado right now. 40R leads it out. EMP follow up. they're going to commit. They're going to go for it, but Theolacour is here. The hammer's going out. They're going to be able to get on top of the sniper. Swap back, though. Nisha getting over to the high ground, starts turning around, throwing some damage on Tavo, but they've already picked up the Aegis onto Theolacour, so he's going to be good for now. Yapzor, they need to finish him off. He's actually so damn low. Costa Vile, though, swap back in. Nice Sunstrike to be able to finish him off. Good relocate to the side here, getting King Jungles out. Theolacour on his second life is very dead. They're actually going to TP back in to see if they can give this Io a tether out, but I think he's a little bit too far away. KJ does end up dying, but a nasty situation bailed out by SG in their fast rotation.
That was sick, though. Like, I thought for sure, talk about having the guts to make the play, right?
Yep.
That was a great read and just all in. There wasn't really a plan, but as they say, any plan right now is better than a perfect plan 2 weeks from now, although Dota obviously timing is a bit faster, so 2 weeks is closer to about 15 seconds. That was the right move. They got a buyback from Zai, his BKB now non-existent. The Aghanim timing from Matu was huge there, otherwise like Secret just getting rolled. They had a really nice job just saving Nisha. You keep him alive, you'll have plenty of damage, and SG, they blew the whole load, they couldn't get on top of him, and all of a sudden he's able to clean up, but still, even Tavo, thinking about it, has level 2 ulti. You need to kill Nisha though.
Yeah.
And look at Matu. He knows this. He's waiting to save.
They don't have relocate and they don't have Dawnbreaker's ultimate. That's part of the combo, right? Is that they blink in burrow and then they've got these double global presences to be able to throw down. But they're on cooldown. Tower's going to be finished up. So they're just going to play for farming the map right now. Secret, they have some lanes to push in. That's going to be Scotty now for Nisha.
I expect Scotty, and then after that BKB, that'll be the next really big timing for Team Secret. And I love this, even though he's the carry, Matu's still playing like a support bench. Your job is to be near your sniper at all times. Sure, still farm, worry about your progression, but he has to play holding the hand of his true carry, which is, of course, Nisha, who's got his Scotty en route. Playing bottom, no Roche objective, you already have tier 2 top, so now it's time to control outpost. They've got a great ward too to set up, they can make a play around it for the next 40. Careful though.
You're gonna find Matamba Man. Nisha gonna stay here, throwing some damage out. It's going for Costa Vile, thinking maybe the support's a little bit better. And yeah, Theolacour, he's having a hard time dealing with this damage. They trade, but again, the Venge is still alive as the tornado goes out. Zai, they're gonna try for it. Burrow strike only onto the one, so the stomp's gonna go out from Puppey, and the Sand King gets blown up, and it looks like the swap back. They're gonna make sure the Gyrocopter's not going anywhere either. 3 dead on the side of SG. Again, they're getting kills, but the trade-offs just are not perfect for them, and ultimately the sniper is living through it all.
You have to get the sniper, the guy with the ultra kill. If he doesn't die, all of you will. And if we run that one back, you'll see Zai, maybe he dies, but he did his job. He got Corrosive Haze off on the gyro. The moment that happens, the relocate gets channeled, and it's still too late. Scotty, total control, and it was what, 4 or 5 hits, and Nisha just slaughters him. And this is with 2 items.
Yeah. He's actually going to complete the Hurricane Pike next. So he's basically got, with the Scotty and the Venge, he's actually got Cookie as well with the Hurricane Pike on top of that. They've got all of this added movement, one way or the other, that allows the sniper to just sit there and right-click people, which is what he has always been best at. But also even more so now because of take aim, where you just don't move anywhere, right? Exactly. So you just want people to stay in your range. This is a really big kill if they can get it. The Ulceptor taking away the haste, and they're going to get on top of Nisha pretty quickly here, trying to body block him. The Force out and a Cookie away. There's that movement we were just discussing. And if they're not careful, they could get swapped down to low ground.
Nice heads up. This is the one way. You don't see people do this very often, but you notice how they're killing the rocket. This is a great stun in theory, but people I feel like often forget, you just attack, you just kill it.
Yeah.
You hit it 3 times, that's quite easy when you have all these ranged heroes. Just hit it. And yeah, I love Sniper in this kind of game. It's really just the perfect pick. You can go for the survivability because there's so much damage help, but it's also, as you said, these tools to keep you in that perfect position. And you're the hardest carry by far in this game, but you don't have to itemize for anything like an MKB or a Daedalus. You just need to ensure that you can stand still and auto attack, and your squad will provide plenty of covering artillery fire. Let's see.
Manta up next for the Venge. We've got BK being built by Zai Slardar.
Oh, and a Grove Bow for the sniper. What's his attack range up to? 550 plus 640.
1190.
Not bad. Meant your math. The attack range could be improved. Maybe a telescope later
Yeah,
on. Look
you
for
can get a
37
telescope
minutes.
over 1200. Sad no more ballista.
Yeah.
That would have been the ultimate pickup. 40R. Swap back in. Big change that recently happened that we don't really talk about too much. But this last patch, 7.3.0, where this Venge came into play, it gave you damage on the swap.
Wait, guys, wait. Mid, hello? Nisha, what are we?
They really were of two minds there. They wanted to go on the IO gyrocopter, but it looks like they left Nisha behind. The relocate is going to take them back where they came from, which means Tavo's alone. I'm not sure what happened.
I have no idea. I looked up and I'm like, wait, Nisha is under the tier 2. What is he doing there? But okie dokie. Poor Tavo. This is the trouble with Sand King, right? There's not even a carry. He's just getting amped, and he just gets obliterated. Yapsor's right-click damage is nuts with just a little shredder.
Yeah. Look at it. He's getting Aghanim Scepter. One more source of movement for the sniper, or potential source of initiation, which is great on Slardar. Tornado, not going to catch him. Cookie gets Yapsor far enough away.
Oh, Lil Shredder also another great tool to kill him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Yapsor's been making that priority #1, feels like.
And I dig this for Cookie. We talked about how BKB just was completely ineffective, so he's just skipping it. I think it's the right move. Get the Satanic that allows you to cleanse off the haze, and just try to stay alive.
Yeah.
Hello. What is Matu doing up here?
Well, he's getting what I like to call vengeful spirit syndrome, which is you're like, I'm not afraid of death, because you have 2 lives, and then you
This is just a little
keep that going a little.
It's a little sloppy, isn't it? Like,
yeah, it is. Like Nisha getting caught mid there was really bad. And now they have no Matumba ban for 30 seconds. So, yeah, this is smart. SG, they know there are some heroes here. They want to go for the fight. If they can get the right kind of tornado, they're going to be able to get the relocate follow-up with the Dawnbreaker coming in as well. They don't have a swap to be able to bail out Nisha this time around. Everybody else is going to leave. They do get some serious damage, though, between these two supports. They killed the Liqueur. Tavo's going to be able to get away thanks to the Yule Scepter. Burrow strike out. 40R, though, with his fresh Blink Dagger, is going to be able to keep pace with these two, but he should not have. Kyle.
no.
He should not have. That was a double damage. Zai Slardar. Got to put some respect. The synergy between these heroes, you got to respect even the supporting cast of Team Secret, the damage they can put out.
They don't need carries. As long as they have enough minus armor, heroes like Invoker and Sand King just get obliterated.
Giving him the vision for the swap. Matumba Man's going to get stunned first, though. And Kosabila is going to get turned around. Here comes the stomp. Actually catches the IO, which is really good. Matumba Man's going to lose his first life. In his spirit form he goes. Tornado looking to be able to catch Zai. Doesn't quite grab him. The spirit is going to die of Venge. And again, feels like both teams are way too anxious to start fights that are not good for them.
Definitely, it feels like nerves are playing a role. Even though I'm just Secret, typically one of the most composed teams in Dota, but like they're just bleeding kills. And I've loved their lineup. They've taken a couple of fights on their terms. They've won them all. But SG, they're just making plays. Feels like they're, not just the aggressors, but truly looking, head on a swivel, trying to find any openings. It's why they were able to contest the first Roche, and they're consistently finding these easy pickoffs. Like, Secret's got to wake up, really, because they're just getting ran at. Now they're going to go into the pit. Gotta be careful.
Yeah, you got to keep vision. You got to keep vision. Nisha's not even hitting it yet, guys. Like, once he does, it's going to get demolished. Tavo, can they do it again? Can they jump at the right time? No way! That looks good. A swap out, though, prevents Tavo from being able... Oh, Ethiopia grabbed it!
What?
Nisha didn't pick it up in time. It was still on the ground. The Dawnbreaker gets there in time, stuns everybody up, snatches away the Aegis. But it's important for Kostabile to be able to stay alive here, taking a lot of damage. King Jungle's looking to be able to get him out, relocates away, but the tether was broken somehow. Kostabile is going to be left behind here, and it's getting ripped apart by all this Midas armor. And here comes Nisha. Epicenter, though. Tavo intercepts with a swap away from Otama Man, pulls Nisha out of danger, and Tavo will die twice in this engagement. And King Jungle's welcome back to the fight, and see you later, buddy. Gone for 50 seconds, as is the rest of his team.
Okie dokie. These fights are just crazy, man. What in the hell's going on? Like, the strategy, like, Secret's just like, okay, kill Roche, SG, all in to stop it. Okay, huge stun from Tavo. Great swap to ensure nobody grabs the Aegis. Theolicor takes it. He's going to get obliterated. But watch this. Kostabile comes in like very late into the engagement, immediately runs away because he got hit once by a Scotty. Then boom, Matu's tossed in, doesn't care about his life. KJ, I believe, drops the tether. He drops the tether and leaves Kostabile.
Yeah.
But why? Like, ADR had died. Also, don't know what the hell happened to ADR. I didn't even see him. He actually died over by the rune as the first member of his team to go down. I believe Zai found him, and I guess Nisha just popped him or peeped him from the pit. And that's, I don't know, 10K gold lead all of a sudden for Team Secret. All right.
Tier 3 down, and Team Secret. Pretty good stranglehold on this game, but it has been a messy one, so you never know. Aghanim Scepter next for Elder Titan, so he's like, yeah, all this Midas armor, I'm hitting pretty hard. Puppy's like, I can join in on these fights. Oh, he's going to switch it up for Halberd? Boo. Get an Aghanim.
Such a puppy play. Halberd, I remember games, I remember Dazzle first item Halberd back in the day. It was a little stronger than it is now. See, Butterfly onto Nisha. I like his item decisions. Trusting his team so it doesn't need the BKB.
Yep. And
just going all in for DPS. But, like, intelligent DPS items in the sense that they provide a bit of utility and survivability.
Yes.
It's not a dataless game. You don't need it.
The first build-up is Dragonlance, gives you some strength. Then we have the Scotty, gives you a lot of strength again. You know, like a lot of survivability from these items while still providing good damage. KJ is going to be found here.
He had vision.
Yeah.
Was that intentional? Like, did you want to throw away your life there?
Don't worry, guys. I'm going to die right now, so Team Secret, try and push high ground. He's going to go for the Shard. That gives the Corrosive Haze on Crush, so you don't have to be so active with it, and that just is going to help out everyone.
And I really like it, the way he's been playing the hero, right? Because it's all about the haze. He lands a stun and kites away. Haze is from a distance. To your point, now you just like stun, zoom, and it makes it super simple to kill off heroes like Sand King, who suddenly they're revealed even in Sandstorm. Who needs dust? Save the money. Nisha's going to peep him. He's got Satanic shortly, and then suddenly he just not die. And keep in mind all the damage amplification, not just the minus armor, but just by being near Matu, he's getting 32% base damage.
Good catch from Zai here. 40R's not getting away from this one. Once again, picked off by Zai. He seemingly has just made it his mission to focus down this Invoker that had a very good game for the first 15 minutes, maybe 20, but it has been suffering in the last 5 or 10.
It's just hard. You know, BKB Slardar in your face. ADR, he had a great start, but I think that the death, the buyback, suddenly you fall off. You don't farm as the hero. You find kills, and that's been progressively more and more difficult as this game has progressed.
Yeah.
Now they move up to the high ground. The Tumble Man does the chicken dance.
The scary part is that like you don't actually feel like you can get that close to your base being assaulted unless you do it together as all 5, because otherwise you're just gonna get swapped out. Right? But Tumble Man's gonna pull you in. He doesn't really care if he trades his life underneath the tier 4s. If his illusion stays alive, all is good. And you've got a long bit of distance to be able to cover to get on top of that sniper.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I think that was what he scooped up from the road.
I love that pickup. Concussive grenade is actually, it was one of the worst abilities that has been put in the game when it was first introduced, and now it's actually been buffed like 5 different times. Pretty big buffs, and it's finally sick.
Throw it in the air and like catch, like it worked actually like a old Han ability, Engineer's Keg, where it would go up in the air and based on where it hit you, it would push you in that direction.
Yeah,
it was insane, yeah. It's a
and it also had like no cast range to it,
Yeah.
which made no sense for a hero like Sniper, who naturally wanted to keep his distance. Yeah, it was odd. I think they've like doubled or tripled the amount you can push yourself with that ability. They've increased the cast range by a gigantic amount, I believe, as well.
I love that.
That's one way to cut a creep wave.
What was sick was he didn't have vision, and he just threw it directly where it would hit the entire wave.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That's,
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
and that's knowing Dota 2 very well.
Indeed. Let's see. All right. The BKBs have made this game pretty rough. I think SG are at a point where you need the Rapier to come out onto your gyro. You've got Daedalus queued up for now.
Look at how many blink daggers they have. Like, they got the blink dagger in 40R, and I got that, but like Kostabile even getting a blink dagger.
You got to. You have to kill Nisha. You need to just go for him.
Isn't that what the relocate is for, though? To get you on top of the sniper?
It doesn't get him close enough, I don't think. Because you can't just take him into the middle of the fight, then you're stunned by slowdown. Like, it's not optimal, but when you're this far behind, like, you've got to just commit.
This will come in handy.
Smoke. Don't think they really want to go on Avenge first. Okay, he's going to go for it anyway. Blinking forward onto him here. Follow-up, Burrow Strike, Sunstrike as well, but Kostabile is getting demolished. Trying to go for the relocate up, but Zai, with the timing, denies a relocate away, and they make sure both the IO and the gyrocopter die for that. Honestly, I'm not sure what SG were expecting there.
He used Satanic when he blinked in as well.
Yeah.
Like basically pre-cast Satanic.
It's like, it's so deep on that secret side of the map, and you're going for Avenge with Ags. Like, why? Why, Kyle?
Yeah, a little bit of desperation, perhaps. Like this, it's really frustrating. We have the benefit of playing no fog of war. If we just toggle the Radiant Vision, you'll understand a bit of what makes this game so difficult, because you just don't see a damn thing. You don't know where anybody is.
Radiant structures are fortified.
It's just darkness. Like, there's secret heroes somewhere, and they're very,
Radiant's
very
bottom
spooky
tower
scary.
is under attack. Radiant's
Spooky
bottom
scary.
tower is falling.
Words of a full-time
Radiant's bottom
analyst
barracks
of
are under
Dota
attack.
2.
Radiant's bottom barracks is falling.
Not bad words to say, because Nisha is indeed spooky scary. Okay, not quite making it over the cliff there. Once again, Secret are going to be very disciplined in their approach of ending the game, like we saw in game 1, rather.
Yeah, it makes sense, though, under the circumstances. They've lost a series that I feel like they, upper bracket is at risk for them. Group B looks very strong, and currently they would not be making it to that upper bracket. PSG and Fuji up top, the East Coast with the tiebreaker, although I think they still play it anyway. It doesn't matter, they're both 3-3. They need this win, so no taking chances.
Elephant lost to Team Spirit, huh?
Yeah, they got 2-0'd.
Elephant. People just kept on saying that, like, Elephant's going to show up at TI, even though they had a very rough DPC. We didn't get to see them at all outside of the regular seasons. And troubles just continue for them, it seems.
Radiant are scanning.
Smoke up, King Jungles, Kostabile, Tavo leading the charge. They know they're in the triangle. It's all about finding the entry point of attack here. Deal with an illusion, that reveals a whole lot. SG quickly back away to the other side of the river, but Secret, they could just as easily push the waves in and force you to make a move of some kind. You can't just stay on that side of the map. That's not where your base is.
Yeah, they're going to try.
Radiant's top tower
Oh,
is
it's
under
so hard.
attack.
They just don't know where Secret are. And if you don't know where they are, how do you get on top of the sniper?
And Sniper's like, okay, you guys got to come to me. I'm going to start hitting the tier 3. They're going to find Puppey first. That's going to be a nice pickoff to start things off. But Tubman, does he want to swap something? Goes to be like, Jesus, looking out the range of this Sniper, laying in the damage. What a beautiful ultimate from Puppey as well. That's going to be close the book on this game. This is just completely over. Puppey didn't even die in that fight. SG Esports, they were keeping it even. They were keeping it even for about 15 minutes, but Team Secret, they just won that one fight for Roche, even if they didn't get the Aegis either time. And that is enough for them to be able to dominate the rest of the game. Cool strategy from Secret. Do you think we're going to see it again, though?
I think so.
Yeah?
I love Sniper. I've seen it successful with multiple teams now. And it feels like if you think about heroes that can actually deal a bunch of physical damage from the mid lane, Sniper seems to be one of the best. You know, TA kind of fallen off. Sniper, this huge range advantage, and just the synergy between ET, Slardar, but notably the Venge. Like, it felt like, you know, for SG to win a fight, Secret had to misplay. And I always like drafts where it feels like so long as you execute properly, you're going to be in control of the win condition. And that's really how it feels when you consider, like, Sniper has to die.
Yeah.
They have, like, Force and Cookie and Swap, etc. How are you supposed to find them as SG? They all in with Blink Daggers. It's still not enough.
I definitely look forward to seeing the strategy more and seeing if it actually just gets broken apart or if it actually maintains some sort of strength. It certainly looked good here in this game against SG, and so did Secret. They get a 2-0 off of this series. We have 2 more series to go, so we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with a special guest for a TriCast. Look forward to that.